So it's not for kids.
Have you ever seen a dog with a cone on its head try to get into the trash can?
No. Sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's like really sad and really funny at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad for her, but also she shouldn't be doing that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know how they had like those chastity devices in Victorian times or whatever?
Victorian times. I'm wearing one right now.
What if they had like a cone, you know?
It's like you're trying to stick your dick in, but the cone is blocking. Yeah.
Or like you have a cone around your dick and you're just like, I can't get it anywhere. You know, I've been trying to rub it all over everything and I just can't reach.
We're in the wrong line of work because I think that this could actually be like a pretty successful BDSM type of device, perhaps. You've seen the growth of the gooner, community, if you can even call it that. And it's like the gooner movement would really appreciate not being able to put their dick in anything.
Can you imagine you go to work and one of your coworkers just very clearly has the shape of a cone, like underneath their cargo shorts?
Yeah. Like they're wearing jeans and it's like worn out like in a circle, like where it's like
there's a worn out circle.
Yeah. Like how the people with like chewing tobacco get, but it's for the dick cone. Yeah.
I just love the idea that you would wear clothes over it.
Yeah. Well, you need it on at all times in case something happens.
Sir, I don't think these pants fit you. You came out of the dressing room and they almost fell off. Oh, trust me, they'll fit after I have the right apparatus on. I always go 2 sizes bigger.
See, I'm picturing the cone more like almost like a never nude type of scenario where like you're wearing it like no matter what. Like the cone stays on in all circumstances to prevent accidental sexual acts. You need like a vet's notice to like get it removed. Like only the vet can do it.
You go to the vet. You don't go to like a human doctor. You go to the vet.
Yeah, because that thing is like a wild animal. You know what I'm saying?
You pee standing up. That's fine. But you go number 2. Because, okay, I have direct experience with this right now because I have my dog just like running into everything, you know?
Oh, I thought you were going to say I have direct experience with a dick cone. Like,
No. But I'm just saying, like, that shit, it's not going to be like a gentle, you just sit on the toilet and you're good. It's going to be like, gong, 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 gong. It's going to get stuck in the lid, you know? And then you're going to have to like sit up. But as you sit up, it doesn't come up with you. So then you come back down on it harder and it hurts because it gets bent down, you know?
The more you're starting to dig into
thighs.
like the practicalities of it, like the less funny it's becoming, and the more it's just like becoming like something Hirohiko Araki would write. Like this is just someone's stand. Like he puts a cone on your dick. That's the stand.
I'm invincible, but I have a cone around my dick. That's like the power.
Yeah, oh no, he's invincible, but if he has sex with anything, he loses his power. And so he put a cone on his dick to prevent himself from even accidentally having sex. Like we just invented the next JoJo villain. It's easy.
Welcome to Shelf Stable, a podcast celebrating board games that have stood the test of time. I'm your host, Kenny Katayama.
And I'm your other host, Tom Bowers. Today, feature topic is, I love how smoothly we just like recorded that opening. After like probably one of the most insane like opening bits we've maybe ever had. This week's feature topic is the impossible board game standard. What we would do if we could have full dictatorial control over publishing industries, perhaps. And how no one would ever live up to it. But before we talk about that...
on everyone. Men, women, everything between. Animals,
I'd vote
plants.
for them. Before we talk about that, let's talk about some of the things that we've just been playing recently.
Tom, we're going to be talking about Startups from 2017. Jun Sasaki, published by Oink. I'm starting a cone company. It's called Cone Block. Do you want to invest, Tom? You interested in this?
This is like Roblox for cones?
There's even a crypto thing that goes with it. You can invest in Bitcoin.
Okay, now I'm locked in.
Startups is a company building game that lasts 15 minutes. You got 6 companies that are all associated with cute animals. And you are trying to figure out which companies you are going to have the majority control in. So the big gimmick with startups is when the game ends, if you have the majority of one of the 6 companies, each opponent pays you $1 for every stock that they invested in that company. And then you turn that dollar into $3. So you triple it. Triple it and give it to yourself person. And this makes for some really interesting gameplay, right? Because you don't want to invest in anything, but you got to invest in something. But you want to make sure that you are confident you're going to have the most, but you also don't want to make that too obvious. Because if you make it obvious, nobody is going to invest in it, right? You want them to think that they're going to beat you in it. And each company has a different distribution of cards in the deck too. So there's another interesting aspect there. There's a lot of like juicy little things packed into a tiny game. If you're a fan of like speculation games like Acquire or the Cube Rails games or even like 18xx, any sort of economic game, like I feel like people who like modern art too might like this. I think this is like the filler. It gives you all that feel, but like in such a short amount of time and so concisely. I know that this game has not always fired. So I think you do have to be like, sign me up for this. But like, if you are the kind of person that would get a kick out of this, I mean, there's few and far between. The only other game I can think of is like For Sale. That's the only other game I can think that's like in a similar space. But even that's like auctioning. It's kind of different, right? There's no bidding in this.
This game falls somewhat into the pit of things that I almost hate playing.
Oh, really?
And let me explain myself in a way. It's a game that I think feels almost like a solved probabilities table because the probabilities are obfuscated through the fact that it's statistics and I don't know how to fucking do statistics. Like I don't actually know what the answer is at any given time. So I'm just making like, you know, some kind of educated guess. But it's like because I'm constantly just guessing and I don't even feel like I'm making particularly educated guesses because of my lack of knowledge of how statistics works, I just feel like low-key frustrated the whole time. Even though like it shouldn't really be about that. It's just like, it's like knowing that there's an edge to be gained that I don't have is an irritating experience. And it's not the game's fault. It's definitely like a personality problem. But this is like one of those for me. I
don't know why you're factoring statistics into this so much.
Because there's like confused. A distribution of the different startups, right? Like they have different.
Yeah, but like they're off by 1, right? It's not like a big distribution difference, and you're gonna see every card in the game.
I know. So there's just something about it.
I'm not thinking about probabilities when I play this game, but maybe I'm just thinking about it differently than you.
Yeah, maybe you're just thinking about it worse than me because I'm so good at this game. I'm kidding, but like I think
it's very much a game where you play the opponents, though. It's more about reading your opponent versus measuring out the probabilities in the deck.
That's probably true, but I guess like I'm curious as someone who like actually knows economics better than me, like would just trounce me every time, you know, because they would just know. In poker, you can have an expected value based on like the odds of something kind of like occurring. I get that this game's more social even than poker, which is saying a lot, but it's I
get it with poker.
Yeah,
I don't
but like there's
that
game theory optimal, I think, thing to this because it's like how much to bid for what?
No,
unless I'm
bidding.
sort of misremembering how this works.
No, you don't bid. You just draw cards from the deck.
Oh, that's right. You
could take a new card if you pay for every card that's in the discard. So you're talking about the expected value of like
when to pay for shit, kind of.
Take a card.
Yeah,
I think that makes more sense. You know, the probability part, you were confusing me, but now you're bringing me back with the expected value part.
Like that. That's what I think I'm getting at. It's like there's an expected value to every decision that could be calculated. And I don't know what the calculations are. And so I just give up and lose, probably. Actually, I've only played this like twice at most.
Yeah, this is where you and I are different, right? Because like I enjoy games the most when I feel like I don't understand them or I don't have an optimal route. But you're like, I don't know. I know there's a way to do this good and I don't know what it is. But that's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm more interested in trying to find the path to not necessarily like having mastered a game, but to at least feel as if I'm sort of on a path toward mastery, perhaps.
For you, is it the journey to get there and discovering that on your own, or it's literally like looking it up and understanding the optimal ways to play?
I feel like looking it up is kind of when I've resigned to
Like when
knowing
you've
that I can't
taken
figure
it
it
as
out.
far as
But
you
I,
can.
like, I think that there's sort of like a joy and an interest in the discovery of looking things up.
Okay.
Like
that makes sense.
seeing it described, like, oh, okay, like I should be evaluating it like this and stuff like that. Like, I just think there's always something interesting to be had.
I'll do that with games that I've played to death, but I generally like don't have an interest in it.
Yeah.
All right, those startups from 2017.
Cool startup. Kenny, mind if I invest in your crypto? Or maybe I should decrypto. Decrypto, that's the name of the game. From 2018, designed by Thomas Dagenais-Lespérance by Scorpion Masque.
Scorpion Masque.
Published by Scorpion Masque. They don't say the Masque over there. I've been to France.
Yeah. You want to do my mom accent a little bit?
Thomas Dagenais-Lespérance.
Okay. What is Decrypto about?
Decrypto is a game that I have been seeing, I think, on your shelf. You used to own this, right?
No, I think you own it, right?
Nope.
Gaslighting me.
Decrypto is like a game that I have like seen in existence for years.
Decrypto is a game that both Tom and I think the other person has on their shelf, but neither of us has.
Apparently. It's a game that I've seen this like box for like 5 ever, and I'm like, oh, that's a game. You've played this though, right?
I have played it. I used to play it at lunch at work.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm getting it confused with. I'm just remembering you having it at your lunch workplace. Just kidding. I feel like it always shows up in interesting spots. Probably a lot of bars, cafes, places like that ought to have a copy. The reason being, it's a pretty decent party game, and it plays pretty well at 3, which is what I primarily experienced it as. And I don't know if you played the 3-player sort of. It's a sort of variant.
No, I haven't played the 3-player. I've always done teams.
So normally what it is that each team has a set of words that correspond to the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Someone will be given a card with a secret code that is 3 digits long. They need to give code names like clues in order to get their team to correctly identify the number sequence that they have. However, the other team is listening in to the communication of these clues, and they are, without having seen the words, trying to decipher what the numbers are for themselves by using all the previous clues. It's much easier to just play this than to explain how to play this. So if you haven't played this one, find someone that already knows how to play and just experience it through them. The sensation it creates for the person or people trying to decrypt the messages is like their own private game of just one, but they're playing 4 games of just one, 4 rounds of just one at the same time, essentially. Except everyone is trying to give those extremely esoteric clues. Like they're purposefully not going for the obvious one. You know what I mean?
Did you prefer this to Codenames, or do you prefer Codenames?
This one has more novelty than Codenames, but it adds more complexity, sort of the average person would want or need in a game. But if you've played Codenames a decent bit and you're like, I get it, it's good, but I'm ready for the next thing, this is the next thing. This is level 2 Codenames for sure, in my mind.
Okay.
But I feel like it fits it feels like a very different kind of puzzle. It's a different kind of word association
I agree,
game.
It's different, yeah.
Also, I think it's more engaging for the entire team than Codenames kind of tends to be. I think Codenames almost is best at 4, whereas I could see this being pretty good at 6.
I see. I think this is the episode where we just disagree with each other on games.
Oh, okay. You don't like this one?
I think Decrypto is kind of like the Radiohead meme. Like, Decrypto is literally just code names for dudes that sit on their balls and their balls go into their butt and they have to go to the hospital and fart out their balls. That's really the vibe that it gives to me. Like, do you know what I mean though? Like, it just feels like it's doing something different for the sake of being different. Not that I think that about Radiohead. I actually love Radiohead.
I assume you're referencing a meme because I'm pretty sure I've heard you say like sit on their balls in their butt and fart them out.
Yeah.
But that like, hit me like a truck. Holy fuck. Okay, I hear what you're saying, but like Decrypto's not that deep.
No, I know it's not actually deep, but it tries to give off that vibe of like, oh, you play Codenames, I play Decrypto, you know, and it's like
this is like really rich coming from the Radiohead fan, I'd say. Like,
I just think that Codenames does the same feel that Decrypto is trying to do, but like less fiddly, in my opinion.
But Decrypto's an inversion of the Codenames puzzle that I kind of appreciate. I think there's an extra layer of fun with Decrypto where you can even try to guess what the words were, because you don't need to really know the word. You just need to understand the link of the associations well enough to get the number out of it, right? You don't ultimately have to guess what the word is, but you can add that layer, I don't know, and maybe even just make it like if you can't guess at least one of the words, like you lost, if you're really finding this that easy to play. I don't know. You're making it sound like it's more five-head than like it feels to play. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, no, to me it feels like somebody was like, oh, Codenames is selling so well, we gotta figure out the next Codenames.
I think Decrypto is more like Matthew Bellamy. Like Muse is like it's a really cool sound, but they have to live in the shadow of Tom York. Like, you know what I'm saying? And no one can live up to that.
This is a good episode for like alienating parts of our audience. Like, we're alienating people that don't listen to this music. We're alienating people who don't have the genitals we're talking about. Let's just get rid of our whole audience. You know, what else can we do?
Honestly, I think the more that we strive to get rid of our audience, like the better we'll be for it, right? Like, don't they always
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, just like look what happened to every famous person, right? They basically just like died, I think.
Yeah. So you're saying in the interest of self-preservation, we're self-sabotaging.
Yeah, it's just good for our health to like.
All right. That's Decrypto from 2018.
Hold on. Let me just put this one thing out there, right? The three-player version of Decrypto, one person is playing the part where they're trying to figure out what the numbers are, and the other two players are just giving the clues back and forth. And I think it works pretty well as like a three-player experience overall. I enjoyed being like the decryptor, as it were. It's nice. I don't know. Yeah, if you like Codenames, you might like this one.
That was Decrypto from 2018. On your mark, get set, go. We're going to play a new game called Is This Cheating? Because the game we're reviewing is Magical Athlete. Technically, Magical Athlete just got re-released in 2025, but the original release was in 2003. And while there weren't significant changes in the rules, I would say, there's some minor changes. There are very significant changes to the designs of the individual athletes in the updated version, and we play the updated version. So, Tom, is this cheating, in your opinion?
I don't think so, because we've done like this exact same shit before. So, I mean, we're going to allow it.
I think in the past there were fewer changes to the design. This
is the one that got this really sick, like retro CMYK redo. Yep. You know what? It gets a pass because it looks like a game. It looks shelf stable. Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Magical Athlete, designer Takashi Ishida, and the updated version was co-designed with Richard Garfield, published by CMYK. So Magical Athlete was a game with a lot of wacky stuff going on, and then instead of toning it back or updating it for modern designs, Richard Garfield's like, why don't we make it even wackier? One of the interesting things about the design is that the wording of the cards is meant to be vibes versus templating. And I really respect that. I'm just going to put it up front. I think that the way that you make the components for your game has to match the vibe of the game. Everything has become so sterilized because there's a design paradigm. There's like an expectation that it's nice to see cards that are just like, I don't know, just do whatever. Like there's literally cards that are worded in ways where you're like, let me check the rule book. I've seen some people comment like, oh, the wording is a mess. I'm like, no, that's part of the game. These are designed to give you the impression of what that card is supposed to do. The rule book even says you're going to create paradoxes. You're going to have things that are impossible to rule. Just roll with it. And I love that for some reason.
You don't have to vague Magic the Gathering this hard, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Ironically, though, no, I feel like the impossible board game standard is something we're talking about in the meat and potatoes. I
think it's part of that, yeah.
And I would almost argue the opposite of everything you just said, ironically.
So I think it's warranted for a game that has so much complexity like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
But in Magical, the athleting, you're not going to have that many things going on anyway, and those things are so vibes-based to begin with. Just lean into it, you know? It's all about context. Context matters, which is completely contradictory to the topic. I agree.
But I mean, I respect it.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with you, essentially, is what I'm saying.
So let's talk gameplay.
This is an episode where we don't disagree on everything. Shit. I should have disagreed.
I think I was going to like Magical Athlete more than I ended up liking it. Which is not to say I didn't like it. But it is kind of a game where you just pick 4 things and then watch what happens afterwards. Like, yeah, there's a few decisions that you can take here and there, and they are impactful when you are able to execute them in good ways. But for the most part, you know what it reminded me of, Tom, was like the game of life. You know, when you watch like those organisms develop over a board, they kind of like get automated. Or even something like Super Auto Pets, you know, like a...
Auto Battlers.
Auto Battlers. It almost felt like an auto racer. Like you pick a character and then you see how they interact with the other racers that are on the board, and you just see who comes out ahead based on the random input from the die rolls. And it was definitely funny. There were some really funny situations that came out of it. There was a situation where we had the big baby, and the big baby can only occupy spots by themselves. And then we had the mouth, and the mouth is like, if it lands with another opponent, they eat the opponent. And so the big baby was immune from the mouth, and then everybody else got wrecked. This is like a 5-player game. So literally, like the big baby ended up just winning by default, you know, because it was going faster than the mouth. Everybody was trying to counter the mouth, and then the mouth could not consume the big baby. It was just too big for the mouth's mouth. So like, yeah, there's some funny things there, but like it felt like a one and done to me.
CMYK is like making really sexy reprints out of really mid games. It seems because they just did Quacks at Quedlinburg as well. Yeah,
I did enjoy it. I want it to be clear. Like I really did enjoy it. I definitely recommend trying this out if you get a chance. From a should I buy this perspective, I was like, yeah.
Famously, we're always offering advice on whether or not people should make purchases.
Yeah, but like,
just giving you shit.
This Magical Athlete, I guess, kind of new game alert.
Okay, Kenny, well, enough about that shit or whatever. It's time to talk about some game that you can probably buy in Target today. I don't know why you're doing it at Target. You could buy it anywhere, probably. Or it might be nowhere. I don't know. It's called Go Low, the card game. It was one of those where you learn the rules in like a half a minute. But weirdly enough, it's not like one of those games from the 80s. Someone made this game in 2019, and what they failed to do was credit the designer.
That's wild.
The publisher is called University Games. So, University Games, shame. This game is golf.
Oh, it's just another Skyjo, another golf, another Play 9?
Yes.
Is there anything different about it?
The deck of cards is the numbers 1 through 9, each of which is represented 5 times, and then 15 zeros and 15 15s.
Whoa.
Draw 4 cards. You can look at 2 of them, and then you replace it either with the top of the discard or draw a random card off the deck, choose to replace one of your cards, or throw the card you just drew away. And then when someone says go low, every other player gets a final turn. Everyone actually scores what they have, but the person who said go low has to actually have the lowest, or else they double their score.
How did you like this compared to Play 9?
It's like simpler, I suppose. I don't know. It's like the only thing I had going for it. This game was fine. It's like rated a 5 on Board Game Geek. I think I could give it a 6, but like, yeah, like who cares? I don't know.
Oh, I think it's fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah. And someone fucking bought this for some reason. I will say I was playing an incomplete version of the game. For whatever reason, we counted them and there was only 14 of the 15s. So our deck was slightly weighted toward zeros.
So basically you're saying that you can't actually talk about it because you weren't playing a valid version of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this whole thing is now like pointless. I should just like record a different game because like we played it about as seriously as we played Pumafiosi. So
pretty much it's like the new Pumafiosi.
Yeah, you can just bring it up whenever. You just be like, you reviewed Go Low and you didn't even actually play it.
Yeah, you're missing one of the 15 cards. So it was clearly easier to go low.
Obviously. What's funny to me about the deck of cards is like that distribution. What does that add?
It makes people go like, oh, I got a 15 again. How do I keep getting 15s?
Yeah, I guess. It was fun enough for an afternoon, but man, credit your designers though, at least. Like, you know.
Oh, totally.
At least I'd have, then I'd know someone that I needed to like email. I could like find their email and like put them on blast.
That's why you want to credit them.
Yeah, because I wanted to be like, why did
credit
you
your
feel
designers so I can send them angry emails?
Yeah. If you did design this game, actually, I would love to interview you, and I'm not kidding. Okay. That's gonna do it for this segment. Go low.
100 games to play before you die.
Okay, Kenny, it's time for the part of the podcast where we talk about the 100 games that Dick Van Dyke needs to play before December 13th.
Just straight up saying it, huh?
You know what? He said it would be funny, so that gave me the green light. You know, he said it'll be funny if I don't make it. He said that this week.
Shout out to one of our listeners, Ariel, sent us a link to a Variety article where Dick Van Dyke literally jokes about dying before he's 100 years old. So.
I really do want him to make it. I'm basically doing this in this segment because I don't believe in the curse, okay?
Okay, you're doing it out of solidarity.
Yeah, if it happens, I will never make this mistake again, and I'm very sorry to Dick Van Dyke. It seems like he had a good run, though. You know what? It's perfect we're talking about him because Dick Van Cone, man. That's
Okay, Tom. I guess we're stooping this low. Just making fun of his name.
We should get him to represent
Dick Van Cone.
We should get him to be like the advertiser spokesperson. You know how like, you know, they always get like Ryan Reynolds to do fucking anything. Like we should get Dick Van Dyke to get people on board for the Dick Cones.
When I get really horny, but I don't want that horniness to be represented, the only thing that keeps me in check is this cone underneath my cargo pants.
Yes. So he's got like 2 months from the day this goes out, just about to really get on it if he hasn't already. Maybe he's done all these.
I think he just finished reading the rule book for Through the Ages. He's about to set it up.
Uh-oh. Game number 50 on this list is Dungeons & Dragons from 1974. Designed by Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson and published in the past, at least by TSR. I think now it is part of Wizards of the Coast. Kenny, why is D&D, of all things, on this list?
Because of Stranger Things. Nah.
Ah, shit.
I kind of wrestled with D&D, right? We have other RPGs on the list, and I was trying to think of like what is the dungeon crawl / combat centric system that we can really highlight, that covers the most stuff, that has the most significant history, and that is D&D, right? But D&D also is like kind of shit. There's a lot of stuff that you can see kind of the wear and tear from it being the OG. You know, there's also a tenuous relationship with Gary Gygax.
A strained one, if you will.
I still think that despite all that, there's something of a cultural touchstone associated with Dungeons and Dragons, and for that reason, it's on the list. Because I think you can make that argument for some of the other games on this list, and I don't know why I would make an exception for D&D over the other ones. I think it's part of the gamer experience to have some kind of experience with D&D. And then you move on to other RPGs, if that's what you enjoy. I feel like having that experience with D&D, especially modern editions, I think is kind of something that's quintessential to the gaming experience. But I'm curious if you agree with me, Tom.
Yeah, I feel like this is just another like respect the OG kind of moment for the list. The fact is that D&D is so abstracted now, especially, that it's just kind of simplified itself into, as I understand it, like a set of rules for allowing loot to be gained from some kind of like quest or encounter. And you can apply that to like even kind of getting chores around your house done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could go like sweep the floor and then it's just like, okay, give me this, that, and Y roll of these dice. And these are the loot tables, you know? Yeah. So I kind of appreciate it for that and its flexibility in that sense.
I think also the way that it attributed the skill checks that you would often see in miniature games to a narrative role-playing setting, I think is really important too, right? It wasn't the first game to do this, right? I think like the fighting fantasy books are probably where this got rooted in, but it was the one that allowed you to kind of have a system and then from there create things and engage with other players too. The narration aspect alone has resulted in a multitude of different RPGs, some really, really excellent, that kind of just focus on telling good stories. While I think a lot of those are better at doing that than D&D, you have to respect that D&D kind of paved the way. D&D walked so that they could run. That's D&D from 1974.
All right, enough yapping. Gary Gygax, Dick Van Dyke, Cones, whatever the hell we just been fucking talking about. It's time to get into the real meat and potatoes of this show, the part of the podcast that people come back week after week to keep listening to. And that's the main topic of this week's episode. All anyone cares about is the main topic. And this week, it's our impossible board game standards. I'm not sure that I'm digging this title, Kenny. This, to my mind, this is like if I was Kim Jong-il and I could just like make the whole country do whatever I wanted. These are the standards that I would set. We'd all be wearing the gray jumpsuits. It's like this is like that, but for board games, like, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is like a hypothetical scenario where board game publishers had to follow these rules. What would be the rules that we mandated? To be clear, this isn't us trying to standardize for the betterment of humanity. This is also us acknowledging that whatever we put forward is probably going to like restrict creativity, right? This is a thought exercise for us to manifest some of the ideals that we like personally. It's not meant to be like, we should do this.
We just want to make that clear that this podcast is full of bad ideas that we have no intention of implementing.
Except for the cone.
Yeah, I was going to say Dick Cone being a major exception to this. It's probably like the only idea that we should roll out.
We're going to have to think of a better name. Okay. I think the key here is to leave in flexibilities, right? If we're like too strict, then we just get slop.
You mean like board games can be anything? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure I even understand what restrictions I can put on.
I'm thinking like you can only have X amount of pages in the rule book or something.
I do actually have a restriction for everyone out there, and that is no plastic. I think plastic should have been banned 70 years ago when we like first found out that like fucking like DuPont was dumping it in the goddamn river.
no
like,
plastic.
you know what I mean?
What does that mean for minis?
Fuck them. Make them of wood.
What about
I guess wood's not very renewable.
Cardboard standees, okay. Plastic, get it out of here.
Yeah,
you can do that wooden. Do you know the wooden recycled wood thing?
Like,
that's fine.
I'll retract slightly. I think some plastics can be allowed. The plastic has to be like at least some percentage truly recyclable and not just like downcyclable. Sure, some of it's just going to turn into carpet, but some of it you should be able to basically recast. I don't know if that's possible.
There has to
be
some kind of sustainability in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So no shrink wrap too? We're doing the like daybreak thing?
The shrink wrap.
I agree.
We don't need
no
it.
Shrink wrap.
Okay. Save the environment. That's the only thing. If you absolutely have to have minis, find a somewhat renewable material at the very, very, very least.
Okay, let's say no more games where the primary goal is to sell minis. How's that? Like you can have minis if the minis serve a purpose and they're like the game required minis versus like you made the minis and then figure out the game. And this will be judged by an exclusive jury composed of just you and me.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, like the designers come to us and they're like, "My lords," you know.
Yeah, and they're not calling us that because we like are like lords. It's just an honorific. Like we are still, of course.
It's out of respect.
Democrats or something. I think. Yeah.
It's just pure anarchy. Box. This is the one I thought of when we kind of proposed this. What box? We got to standardize the box, right?
There are two sizes of box. There's small or 2-player game size, and then there is the FFG square.
Yeah, like the Ticket to Ride box.
Yeah. I'm willing to consider GMT Twilight Struggle size.
I just think why? Like, why do you have to have that one?
For maps.
But then you get the 2 on the shelf, and it's really annoying because if you want to group it by genre versus by publisher, then you got to like mix and match, you know?
Well, but every game is divided between games that include a map of either the real or a fantasy world in them. That's the GMT shape.
Or real world and fantasy world.
Like if it's a map, if like the board is like map shaped.
Okay, where do you put dominant species? Do you put that in a GMT box?
This is a GMT shape, yeah.
Yeah, GMT, okay. Interesting.
It's just like I'll admit that it would be good.
What do you put Earth in?
Earth is just a card game. That goes in the FFG box. There's no map.
I'm so confused by your.
You understand that there's like a rectangle dimension to like the board.
I get it, but like that board was made to serve the box. It's not the other way around. They're not like, oh shit, my board's rectangular. Time to go reach out to GMT. Like that's not how it works, Tom.
No, I guarantee that like the shape of the board came first, and they were like, we need a box that size, and then it was like,
no.
Yeah.
No, because all the GMTs are the same size. They're already following the standardized rule. And they all have a
fucking map. They got a map in them. The map-shaped board came first. I'm telling you.
So you legitimately think a designer made the map and was like, shit, this will only fit in a GMT box. I got to reach out to GMT.
Well, like the one thing I need to know is like, are the GMT boxes the same dimensions as like a copy of Risk, for example? Like our original?
No, I don't think so.
I think Risk is like slightly bigger or something, but it's like Risk belongs in a GMT box because it's like it's map. It's a map of the world.
Okay, you're gonna get some comments about this take. I'm just telling you ahead of time.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's a big deal to have three sizes. You have map box, square box, like rectangle box, square box, and small rectangle box.
I'm going to go further. The small rectangle box should be a quarter of the size of the rectangle box.
The small rectangle box should actually be half the rectangle. That's what
pretty
I'm
big.
saying, I think. I don't think so. hamburger
What do you think?
style?
Like,
I guess you're
Fantasy
right.
Realms? Is that like the size we're going for? Or are we doing
Damn,
teeny
yeah.
weeny? Are we doing like, take 5?
Well, sorry, we need to add another box. Actually, we need like the 4 Northwood box almost. You know what I'm saying?
For
Where
cards? Just like
yeah,
straight up
not like
card?
the blister pack Uno shit, Monopoly deal shit box, but like a box that you can actually like store shit in.
What about the 2 deck of cards like Motainai and like Innovation and stuff?
No. It's just like the 100, like the Ultra Pro 100 count deck box. That is essentially the ideal box
For, like,
all
Star
card
Realms?
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Star Realms box. We've got Fantasy Realms box.
Well, no.
We've got Ticket to Ride.
The Star Realms box is like low key shit, but like Star Realms box with like a better like lid, like I don't know, clasping mechanism type
Okay,
thing.
Star Realms
I don't
can
know how to
hold
explain.
100 cards. For Northwood is closer to 54.
Right. So, but 4 North would go in the Star Realms box in this scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Ticket to Ride and Twilight Struggle. That's our box.
Essentially. Yeah.
So what happens to Kickstarter games in this scenario? I guess they already don't have the minis anymore.
Yeah, they can't throw in shit. Like, where does Gloomhaven fit? Is what you're really asking, and that is
Fit all of Gloomhaven.
It's 3 FFG boxes. Okay, like you figure out how to split your games into 3 parts, and you tape them together for retail.
No, you know what you do? If it can't fit, digital only.
There you go. If it can't fit, just make a video game. You fuck.
Yeah, that's the policy.
Obviously, very reasonable, and no one would have issue with that.
Yeah. So does Kickstarter still exist in this universe?
Ideally not, I guess, maybe. Instead, we actually no, hear me out. Instead, we actually have a department of the arts that has a tax-funded allocation for new designs.
Okay.
Instead of
We're getting more into
crowdfunding.
like infrastructure than standardization now, but
Well,
okay. How about this? Kickstarter still exists, but you're only allowed to use it if you're a small publisher.
sure. I mean, I'm just like, don't the French have this for like movies where it's like,
I know
They just have-
South Korea has that. I don't know about France. I should know this.
pretty sure France pioneered this, where it's like they just have like a
Yes.
it's
Department
part
of the Arts.
government.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need that
Yeah, I agree.
for board games specifically. No other arts really need it that I can think of. They're all doing fine, obviously.
Let me throw you a cool one here.
Mm-hmm.
Every game store sells the same games, except they get to sell 3 juicy games.
I'm
They get
not
to
on
pick,
board with
they
this
pick
one
the juicy.
so far.
So
but
it
I don't understand.
encourages going to game stores, and it creates like a natural scarcity for those games specifically. And I don't know what games those would be, but I'm thinking like games from up and coming publishers or something like that.
I got to go to Billings, Montana to get a hold of the game that just came out
Yeah, but then
from
you
the
can.
Department of the Interior board
But
game.
then you can always get Splendor at every store. You can always get
Yeah.
Wingspan. You can always get Seven
Are you
Wonders.
talking about big box stores or like local game stores?
local
need this?
game stores?
I don't. I know, like the premise is that this is like a thought exercise if we had like a full command economy for this, but like I don't really understand this. Like I sort of get it. It's almost like how back in the day, you could not just go to the store and buy like tropical fruits any time of year. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's almost
like Animal
that.
Crossing.
Yeah, or like where like the McRib is like only sometimes available. Is that kind of where you're going
Yeah.
for some games?
Okay, let me revise it. I'm trying to figure out how to do something for the stores. To encourage stores and also diversify them to a certain extent.
Well, you destroy Amazon. You dismantle
Well, Amazon
all
doesn't exist,
online
yeah.
shopping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a given. Okay, what about this? You know how they do the comic book day You take all the promos that would have been on Kickstarter and you inject them monthly into the stores.
Okay, I see. So like the free comic books that people just throw in the trash, like,
well, they wouldn't throw them in this scenario because it'd be like juicy, you know.
The promos that no one pulls, either you don't incorporate in your game at all, or you just keep the copy of Seven Wonders leader Will Wheaton forever because you think one day you might actually buy a copy of the Leaders expansion for Seven Wonders, and you want to be able to put Will fucking Wheaton in there when you finally do that, except that you never actually buy the Seven Wonders Leaders expansion, so you just have this goddamn copy of Will Wheaton that is like moving from box to box as you continue to organize your life around tabletop culture.
I have the Leaders expansion. Do you actually have this? You want to just give it to me?
I don't know where it is at the moment. I may have finally just thrown him out. I hope you don't tell me he's worth like $300.
Will's listening to this episode. He's crying again. Every time we talk about Will, we make him cry.
I'd love it if he came on, but like, does he even still game anymore? I feel like I don't hear about him. I know he invented Tabletop Day, but like, what? Where is he?
He probably still.
Is he just not in my feed because I'm lazy about subscribing to people?
I'm pretty sure he still games.
That's good for him.
Okay, rule books.
Yes, they all need to have an appendix that sorts the rules by keywords or whatever.
They all credit the designs that inspired them.
Yeah.
They all have a reference sheet on the back. Oh, all the games come with reference cards.
Every board game should have a website where you can submit questions directly to designers and get answers. And repetitive questions, like a FAQ. Every game needs a FAQ. Game facts.
Yeah.
I'm going to register the domain gamefacts.com for this exact purpose. You can go to twilightstruggle.gamefacts.com to get the facts for Twilight Struggle, for example.
What about components? We already said no plastic. Do we want to standardize the size of cards?
Like that's rough. No more mini European. Mini European is banned. The Ticket to Ride ass cards are gone. I can't shuffle them.
Can I counter though?
No.
They can be used for non-shuffling things, like if you have like inventory items.
Okay, fine.
Maybe you shuffle them once at the beginning to set them up, but
it's like if you're gonna shuffle, how about this? We have a committee of shufflers, and they have to be able to shuffle your game in a reasonable amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like
we hire professional shufflers.
Yeah, they have to be able to do it, and if they can't, you're gonna get sent back. You won't be getting funds from the department for that.
We hire LMFAO. Did you like that joke?
Yeah. What? They're not doing anything else, so yeah.
So small cards if you don't shuffle them. Playing card, obviously. Tarot card. Are we cool with tarot card?
Yeah. You know what? The witches can have this one.
Let me hit you with this one. Tarot card, yes. Player sheet, no. Like any of those like printed sheets, either do a player board or do a tarot card size. Don't.
Yeah, because laminate is banned essentially.
Yeah, don't give me a half, like a 8.5 by 5.5 sheet that flops around that I'm supposed to have all the information for the game on.
Yeah.
Tokens. Are we standardizing tokens, or you can do whatever?
What would we standardize with this?
Like they're all the same size or something? Or the same
Every
shape?
Token is cube now, or circle.
Every token is a GMT chit.
Oh, God.
Twisted world.
If they're built of sustainable materials, go nuts. That's what I'm saying.
I think we can let them have whatever shape tokens they want.
Yeah, I'm all about the funky shapes.
Yeah.
Is it Kiki or Bobo?
Oh no, here we go again.
That's what we should do. Kiki Boba episode for like every game piece ever made.
I'm gonna write it down. Kiki bouba. We now have future topics. 69, board game sex. Crunchy as a topic, and then Kiki Bobo.
We're not running out of ideas, okay? This is the peak of Shelf Stable. You're listening to it.
Let me hit you with one.
Okay.
No more first player marker. Get rid of that shit. It's illegal for you to have one of these in the box.
If you want a first player marker, it has to be like a pullover sweater.
That comes in the box?
Or attached to it with tape.
Oh,
yeah.
Remember, our largest size is the Fantasy Flight box.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the sweater doesn't even fit in there.
You put it in a paper bag and attach it to the front of the box with more of the tape. And then that
you
way...
can't have tape. Tape's plastic.
But that way, whoever's turn it is, like they're in like a bright red, like clearly identifiable shirt, like that they were the first player this round or whatever. And it's a pullover sweater so that if you have to move it to the next player clockwise at the end of a round, it's like that easy, you know?
Oh yeah, so easy.
I don't see what could go wrong with this. So
yeah, it seems foolproof to me. No sleeves. Sleeves are banned. If your game gets damaged, buy a new one.
Especially when it comes to the sweater. So it's a vest, actually, I guess.
Or no. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Sleeves are legal for competitive card games. Sleeves banned for all other cards.
I'm going to disagree. I think that you should be allowed to buy sleeves for everything because we standardized the card sizes.
Yeah, but they're made of plastic.
We should do what we did with the boxes. There should be like 3 card sizes allowed, and then there's 3 styles of sleeves allowed.
Okay.
And they are only allowed to be made by approved companies. Like, you know, we get like KMG or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And they're the only company that is allowed to make sleeves.
Dragon Shield, so we don't have a monopoly too.
No, I think we need to monopolize it because it's a command economy now.
That's right. Yeah.
So you have like KMG sleeves, and you and this eliminates fucking penny sleeves. Brandon, this goes out to you specifically.
Oh my God.
Enough with the penny sleeves. That part though, for real.
I'm pretty sure he inherited those penny sleeves from the person that he bought it secondhand.
So take them off. Like,
are we standardizing any mechanisms?
This would kill Carl Chuddick.
I think we err on the side of caution with this one. This is where we want people to really express themselves.
Uh-huh. This is the only place where expression is allowed anymore.
No more cute determine first player rules. Every rule book says determine the first player randomly, or you do the Carl Chuddick thing. Something in the game determines first player. Yeah.
No more like last person who visited Ireland type shit. But also every single rule book has to have the sentence, place the board in the center of the table.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like a little trade-off, like, you know, we're playing to the center with that one.
Yeah, I like that. Themes?
It's time to stop, like, colonizing islands. Like, I don't care that it's like a Terra Nova. Like, there, you know, no more.
Are existing games grandfathered in, or is it like...
Yeah, you can reprint them or whatever. That's fine, probably. But, like, you cannot make a game about collecting resources from an island unless, perhaps, you have a mechanism for describing the waste products and how you are mitigating and renewing them.
I'm going to hit you with a spicy one.
Okay.
No more generic Tolkien fantasy. You can do fantasy, but it has to have something. Like, it has to have some kind of, like, some kind of... The only time you can do generic Tolkien fantasy is if you're doing a Lord of the Rings game. But also no IP games.
Well, Lord of the Rings is like almost public domain by now, right? So like this regime would just make Lord of the Rings public domain.
You can have Steamboat Willie fight Gandalf or whatever, but like I'm just saying, like you can't make IP based games. It all has to be original properties, and you can't do a fantasy one. You can do space.
Well,
I feel like space is a little bit more variation.
I kind of get what you're saying. Like, we're not doing like, welcome to the realm of Fantasia type like theme anymore.
Yeah.
This is like really good because it's just kind of turning into like, well, no, it's better. It's better than like things we hate about games. Like,
no, it's things we like too.
It's different. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, how about this one?
Okay.
Every family game needs a cute, nonsensical story at the beginning that like ties the theme together. I'm thinking like Hungry Monkey and Igloo Pop.
There's so much tension here that you're creating where like I can't come up with like a fantasy world, but I do need to come up with a cute, stupid story to sell this kids game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm mostly on board with that. Yeah.
What game wouldn't benefit from that is for families or kids? I can't think of any.
Yeah, neither can I.
Are there any specific standards we want for certain types of games, like deck builders, worker placement, trick taking?
The only thing I can think is like worker placement zones must accommodate as many meeples as would normally be placed there, perhaps, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot have space too small somehow.
The actual like design of the space, like the
yeah, like I think Stone Age kind of does this.
Yeah, Stone Age is a little annoying, yeah.
Because there's spaces that it's like it's an unlimited allowance, but the actual like circle is like kind of small.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or something. Or maybe we just do it where it's like it's either a circle or whatever shape like your wooden component is, or it's an open polygon. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be an open-faced polygon if it's an unlimited zone.
Oh, you know what? We missed a huge section.
Oh, shit.
That's what's printed on the box.
Oh, yes. The title must be on all sides.
We should give people the option. Okay, so we've standardized the box sizes. Name on all sides, player count, and time and age on one of the widths and one of the heights. So then you can determine if you just want the name of the box with art or you want the name of the box with info and art.
I do want to allow for there to be sort of like a special provision that allows for designers to create aesthetic appeal on a shelf. You know what I mean? Where it's like, maybe they can create a justification for not having the title on like the side of a box of a series of iconic games because they want it represented with like symbols and images or something. You know what I mean? Like they have some sort of vision in that sense.
If you're doing a reprint of a very popular game, you get an exception.
You can create a version of Catan where the side of the box is just like hexagons and it's like aesthetically Catan.
I get that. Barcode on the back of the box, never on the side.
Yes.
You do whatever you want on the front of the box.
Well, how about this? Can you exclude the title from the front? Like where the front of the box is just art?
If it's a second edition.
Okay. Fair enough. Sacrifices must be made.
Component count in the rule book, not on the bottom of the box.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And every card, you cannot just say 75 cards and leave it at that, especially if your shit is a card game. You have to delineate like all the types of cards for sure and count them out.
Are we allowing booster packs?
Collectible card games are banned.
LCGs are fine, right? Living card games?
Yes. All collectible card games will be converted into living card games.
No more booster packs.
Either that or every card is available print on demand or proxies are allowed at your turn. Like, you can keep collectible card games maybe, but if one, you can find reusable packaging so you're not putting it like, any more of these plastic wrappers on shit. Number 2, proxies are allowed in sanctioned events. Period.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, perfect. Then I think we're okay, maybe. Probably.
I think we solved it. There's nothing wrong with anything we've said.
The solution to all of Board Gamers' woes has been found in this episode of this show of all places.
You're welcome.
The one where we talked about how to protect your cock from accidentally having sex with anything is also the episode where you can figure out how to designate the first player in a easy to digest way that will never cause anyone harm.
You want to lead us out?
I think that's going to do it for this week. Yeah, we nailed it. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. Thank you, especially if this was your first episode, and I'm sorry. Thank you to Michael, Tyler, Devin, and Josh of the Boise Rainbows for your cool segue music. And thank you to Bonehouse for letting us use your song Rot as our opening theme.
If you're loving the cast, share it with a friend or on Reddit or on BGG. You can also reach out to us directly at shelfstablecast@gmail.com. All this and more available in the show notes. And if you like what we're doing and want to make more of it happen, consider subscribing to us on Patreon. You'll get access to bonus content and Discord. Tom, we have a special guest that's going to be on next week, and they are still determining what topic we're going to be doing. So stay tuned. Bye.
I'm going to shuffle every day until they're on.
You're the example.
See you then.